I don't know if people know this or not, but DCKO number 5 came out today. And I'm Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics, joined by my good friend Mark from Legion of Comics. We're going to talk about that issue. Mark, how you doing, brother?
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Right on the thumbnail there, man. I'll tell you what, we're going to get into it page by page here. But, man, there were some moments where I was like, hell yeah, dude. And you got to read it in a little bit different capacity than me. You got to read it all the way through. Whereas I couldn't wait. I was at work and I was like, you know what? I got a minute here. Let me go ahead and try to start reading it. That was a bad idea. I feel like it affected how I felt about the issue. I should have waited to read it where I had time to read it from front to back without any interruption. And that didn't happen, but I still really like the issue. You did a review on your channel and you got a higher score than I did.
Yeah, I was going to say, think of it like this. You still have that experience to look forward to. All joking aside, to be able to sit down, sit in your own chair in your own house, relaxed, fully comfortable, and get to go through it. Because there's so much in this issue that there's, like, even me having read it like that, I'll still be going back through this. I mean, we're about to do it right now. We're about to do it together to see what all is in there, what we missed, and put some context on a lot of this stuff. It's universe altering, this issue.
Yep, and I had to buy a digital copy on Comixology, and I still pre-ordered my my floppy from ABX Comics and Games, the community's long distance comic shop, which you have some books for me that I won.
You got a floppy right here coming your way too.
Yeah. Oh, I have a digital copy and 2 floppies, one from you and one from Paul. That's what's up. Shout out to Mark for always doing his giveaway on Tuesdays. New DC Day, baby. All right, let's get right to it. I love all of these die cut ones. In fact, I didn't tell Paul that I wanted that for all of them, but I've gotten it for all but one. And now I kind of wish the one that I didn't have it for, that I wish I would have gotten one, but that's all right. I love this acetate with this awesome dark side here, holding the heart of Apocalypse here.
Hell yeah. I hope they go back and or go forward and do this with all their big events. Cause they did it with, what was it? Dark Crisis that they did the acetates with as well.
Well, I know they did it with Deceased.
Yeah, but I mean recently.
I don't remember.
I think it was Dark Crisis. I could have sworn they did acetates on another event here recently.
Do you remember when they were talking about? They're like Dark Crisis, and then they were like talking about how big it was, and they're like on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, that was the big news that year. They were expanding the title of this book. You're already halfway through.
Yep. Okay. All right, so this is right after DCKO number 4, where we think that Lex Luthor has won the tournament. He has won the tournament. He is starting to be imbued with the Omega energy, and you hear the Heart of Apocalypse talking about it as we see Darkseid there, and then you see all of the people who have fallen in the tournament. And we see, this is actually the back of the book as well. I don't know if you noticed that. This is the back of the book right here. Superman right there. And we get that splash page here of just the title of it. And you talked about this in your video because you did a whole video on this. You did a great breakdown. You talked about how cool it is. They do a 2-page spread just to talk about what the book is and all of that. And we see they go back to the game night, which they've gone back to that game night every single time, dude. Every single time. And you see now we are seeing that Darkseid, the Omega Darkseid, is destroying the Earth. And everyone's starting to run out there to stop him. But this time, Clark stops. And he says,
yeah, I love that last panel. I love that.
I know you're there. And I know what this is. Show yourself. Time Trapper, who's been on the Superman title for the last couple years or so, Doomsday, a future version of Doomsday, who has been a part of this whole thing, like I said, for 2 years, but he was a big part of issue number 1. And you did a good job of explaining this in your video about how, go and talk about like what's going on here with Time Trapper and how this is like a pocket like timeline, I believe.
Yeah, so this is Doomsday, but this is Doomsday from the future. Doomsday from the end of time, the ultimate evolution of Doomsday. That's his whole catch, is he's the pinnacle of evolution. He can't die. He will always evolve and keep living. And it was brought into the Superman title by Joshua Williamson. And right here in this scene, Time Trapper has realized what was going on, realized his true purpose for existing. And when he saw Superman about to fall, he shifted him into an alternate plane of reality. Time Trapper is like God level powerful. And he just shifted him over just to kind of keep him from dying in that split second.
Very much like the night fight there with Batman, that whole 4-issue thing, where as soon as he died in issue number 1, he got moved over to another universe timeline, all of that. Very similar to that. But they've
that's something I thought about after the fact too. Night fight was crucially important because remember, I said from the get-go, like, it's Batman, they'll find a way to sell more books, put him in a separate one for a little bit. But the precedent that they set, that the tournament, the rules that are set by the Heart of Apocalypse, you can't break them. We saw what happened with Captain Atom in the 1v1 with Superman when he broke the rules. We saw how the Heart of Apocalypse responded to Batman breaking the rules, and that gave us a miniseries. But they set the precedent at the end of Night Fight of people returning, the Heart of Apocalypse agreeing to them to return, allowing Bruce Wayne back. And because the Heart of Apocalypse it's not an honor thing, it's whoever's the most qualified thing. And in that moment, Batman was showing potential. Okay, you might be out of the tournament, but I'll put you back in if you can pull this off, kind of thing. And so that sets the precedent for what Superman's about to do in the next page here.
Dude, I'll tell you what, this next page.
Beast mode, dude.
What do you mean? Let me show you. Dude, this is amazing.
The breakdown of what alpha energy is.
And so what's interesting is that, like, they mentioned that in issue number 1, but they've not mentioned it since. And I was like, why do they even mention it?
It's been in the Superman comic.
Yes, it has, but like they've not mentioned it in this event title since issue number 1. And I was like, it was a little confusing. I was like, okay, there's an alpha and an omega, but then they want him to be the omega, like tournament winner. Like what is what? And in this issue, we figure out that the omega energy is like the dark energy and the alpha energy is like the creation energy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we were taught through the Superman stuff going back about a year. We got that added continuity lore to Doomsday that, yeah, he was this scientific experiment, but we got the added lore to it, that there was a purpose to it, that they were aware of Darkseid. They were aware of this ultimate ending to everything, this omega being, and they were crafting Doomsday to be its opposite, to be it's a weapon against it. So we've been going through this whole event thinking that this is going to end up being a fisticuffs between Doomsday and Darkseid, potentially the alpha versus the omega. And this page right here flipped that whole script on its head for me. So I've been thinking that for a hot minute. So this page, it blew me. I felt like Kal-El in this page. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's insane. I mean, so I'm just going to read just a little bit of it here to explain it. So Time Trapper's talking here. He goes, I contain both omega and alpha energy. If I grant you all the power of creation inside me, you may be reborn this one time instead of me, because we know that Doomsday, he can't die. Like no matter what, he cannot die. And he goes, well, I mean, if I'm going to give you this energy, can you promise one thing? And he goes, anything. And Time Trapper says, when? And as he's pulling it off, I don't know if you noticed that. I didn't notice it the first time until I saw people talking about it online. It's an S right there on his chest. Like,
oh yeah, he does a Superman pull, dude.
He does a Superman. Well, yes, obviously I noticed that, but like it actually rips out to be an S right on Time Trapper's chest.
Dude, one thing I thought was great is we're stacking levels of continuity of stuff that's been super meaningful over the years, and they're not letting us forget about it. The top right panel, that big circle shot with the multiverse around Superman and Time Trapper Doomsday, recognizing that the universe seems to draw toward you, seems to pull toward you as it should. And that's what was revealed that Dr. Manhattan discovered in Watchmen when he discovered that Superman is an anomaly in the multiverse. And I love that they brought that to our attention, because this is Superman's event, as it should be, something on this cosmic level.
Yeah, and they even say that down there, as seen in Doomsday Clock. And I'll tell you what, from my understanding, based off what we're about to see in the next couple pages, I think Superman might might have passed Dr. Manhattan in terms of everything. Obviously, we already know he's like the most powerful being in DC Comics, but when you add in Dr. Manhattan like moving through time, I mean,
they start doing some Dr. Manhattan level stuff in this.
yes,
But I would say
he's
just because Dr. Manhattan meddles in the multiverse, he's I mean, they I guess they're on that par. I guess I could see these characters being able to actually tussle with Dr. Manhattan at this level, I guess. Yeah.
That's what I took from it when I was reading.
That's a good point, because when they start going through time, that's really when it's like, wait a minute, they're fighting in all of space and all of time simultaneously at one point in this book.
And holding off, we got to go to the next page.
Live.
So by the way, like the one thing that I will say about this is I don't like that, like how quickly they just took off Lex Luthor out of this. Like there should have been like just a little more to like, hey, I'm taking your place.
No, I'll be honest with you. Like this, that might just be a taste thing, because I'm the exact opposite. I love how meaningless he is. Because thinking kind of back to Watchmen here, this was a Dr. Manhattan moment. Like when he literally looks at Adrian and tells him, "I've walked across the surface of the sun. I've seen events so minuscule that you can say they've never happened at all. The world's most smartest man is no more a threat to me than its most smartest termite." And that's what happens to DCU's most smartest man here in just a second. Yep. Like, just to bring it back to the parallel that you brought up, you just made me think of that. That was your idea.
Yeah. And I love it. I love, dude, this panel, my gosh, dude. Ding, ding, baby.
Lex over here peacocking. Darkseid don't even care, which is interesting because they're fighting to be the winner of this tournament to have enough power to face him. And Darkseid, he's not even a thought still to Darkseid at this point.
I think I'll take my chances, is what he says.
Yeah, he just doesn't care at all.
And he said, as I hoped, Kryptonian. That's what he wants. He wanted Superman from the beginning.
Yeah, Superman doesn't even touch him. It's like his presence just approaching Lex dissolves Lex.
Dude, I love this like energy coming off of him, all the lightning. And I'm not a huge fan of like the Omega crown right there on him, but I love the look of Superman here. Like, he looks crazy powerful.
Yeah, he fixes the crown here in a few minutes.
Oh, I know.
Dude, this gets to go down on the short list of how many times the Superman killed, because he killed the crap out of Lex right here.
He did. And I love that they added a little KO behind him as well.
Yeah. KO.
And it keeps changing. And here we start seeing the hands of creation and talking about, we talked about this earlier, like he is everywhere at once. He's there when the dinosaurs are born. He's there when the universe is created. And we're going to get back to that because that's a big, big, big part of this issue later about the Big Bang.
Yeah, he charges up right here. He literally puts his hands out and creates an entire universe, and it all of time passes, millions of years, eons pass in his hand, and all of that alpha energy, all that everything he just absorbs, charges up, and now he's already like at like level 2 right here. All the blue lightning's gone. He's off to yellow lightning. Just nuts.
And the war
his cape is made of pure energy.
Oh, dude, I mean, that kind of puts absolute Superman to shame, honestly.
Dude, none of the absolute characters can tussle with the OGs.
I mean, what Scott Snyder has done now with Superman, and we'll see even more of this coming up, but he has leveled him up so much that, like, I mean, no one could already touch him anyways, hardly. But like he is now, like I said earlier, man, he has surpassed Dr. Manhattan. He's like God level, in my opinion.
You would need God level Wonder Woman from Death Metal to even have a conversation, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I forgot about that. You're right. And we're seeing all the fighting happening all at once across the world in Oa, the Rock of Eternity, Themyscira.
And this is something that's hard to contextualize. It's hard to put this on a two-dimensional flat surface. The way that they draw this is to let you know that if you're on planet Earth, if you are anywhere in this universe and you walk outside and you look up, everyone sees the exact same thing. No matter where on the globe you are, no matter where in the cosmos, because of the energy and how they are so in. They are the universe at this point. and everyone sees them existing perfectly right in front of your eyes, no matter where you are or who you are. I think that's such a cool concept with just kind of putting the scope and scale on this.
I'll tell you what, Darkseid does land some hits, and you see it right here, this huge hit. And this whole time we're getting narrated by like the whole time I was wondering who was narrating this.
The heart.
We finally figured out it's a Heart of Earth.
The heart of it's the Heart of Apocalypse from issue 1.
That is telling him, talking to us, but also talking to Clark the whole time. And then you see here, and we talked about it earlier, like going through time here, like we're seeing, you know, the Crisis on Infinite Earths here. We're seeing, is that Commandy down there at the bottom?
Yes.
And then we're seeing Infinite Frontier at the top. I mean, you're
what's
seeing
on that? What's written on that other panel? I can't see it good.
Where's it at?
That's the one above Commandy. Oh, look at you. You can zoom in.
No. Okay.
I can't. Oh, Justice Society of America. It's the brownstone, the table, the center of the Justice Society table.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's like they're all sitting around the circle table taking the photo.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was an important little moment here, because Superman, despite having returned with Time Trapper's help, despite having created an entire universe in his hands and aged it and absorbed that energy, he's laid in on Darkseid, and Darkseid takes every hit and then just starts railing Superman. Like, he's still nowhere near powerful enough to stop Darkseid despite all that. So he starts retreating and absorbing energy. Retreat, absorb, and that's what this panel shows us, where he's retreating all through time, all through ages here, and Darkseid catching up, trash talking, and still just hitting him in the Heart of Apocalypse, trying to strategize with him as he sticks and moves.
I love that we see the Hall of Justice. We're seeing the future there with the Legionnaires and all of that too. And obviously the anti-monitor and all of that. That's cool. This, I mean, jeez, dude. I get a little Superboy Prime here with like this stuff coming at the logo here.
That's what I was going to say. It's Superman Prime.
Yeah. I mean, shoot.
Because they've done that Superman Prime where he's all gold way in the future. This is more powerful than that, dude.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the Heart of Apocalypse is saying, now we have ourselves a fight.
Yeah, what he did is he moved back through time, dodging Darkseid long enough, acting like he's retreating, just to get back to the Big Bang, where everything, everywhere, every when, all space, matter, and time all existed at one single point. He has all that focused energy, and he absorbs it all. Alpha Superman here.
It's freaking sick, dude. It is freaking sick. They're going blow for blow. A million years have passed, 100 million.
Yeah, this is where he starts thinking, like, the responsibility.
Yeah,
the responsibility that the winner has and what Darkseid's trying to do, reshaping an entire multiverse as you see it. And how does he see it? What does Superman's perfect world look like?
In his perfect world, everyone is a Legionnaire. There's peace everywhere. And he's talking back now to the Heart, and he's saying, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I don't want to do this. And he's like, what? You can't quit. And he goes, I'm not quitting. I'm just tagging them in. So he uses all that energy he has absorbed throughout time in this whole fight against Darkseid to bring back his friends, which we already knew. Obviously, whoever won was going to do that, but this splash page is pretty sick here, dude. It is.
Yeah. So we knew that they're going to bring stuff back. Just we didn't know to what level, what degree changes, this and that. But yeah, he brings back all the people that came out, and they all like simultaneously take this massive blow. They come out of Superman. If you look behind them, that's him, like out of him to them.
Well, in this previous page, like, I mean, it looks like he's freaking huge. Like, these look like planets down here. Now, you know what I mean? Like, he is literally a mega level alpha level, god level Superman now. I mean, he's literally like the hands of creation at this point. Perpetua.
Yeah.
I mean, he's bigger than Monitor, Anti-Monitor, all of that, dude. Like, obviously, way past Dr. Manhattan, like we talked about. And then we see Darkseid kind of go away here. And Clark Kent's talking to himself, saying, you know, everything is back the way it should be, but I have some stuff that I have to take care of. I gotta go. I gotta go through the rift. I gotta go make some things happen, but I'll be back soon. And you
Yeah,
see,
if you look at him, he's standing in the sky like a celestial over the planet.
yeah, dude, that's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, this kind of reminds me of that terrible Marvel movie.
Well, I was thinking of the fantastic Alex Ross illustrated book Earth X from back in the day. But yeah, Darkseid's through the rift. Superman's got stuff to do, cosmic responsibilities that they don't reveal to us in this panel, but he set everything back right. And by right, I mean that includes some wrong, like a world of choice, of free will, of highs and lows, of good and evil, actual balance, not a world of forced peace where everything's happy, where back to Watchmen, peace based on a lie, you know, like
right. I mean, like you said, like free will, freedom, like not everything is always going to be, you know, nice, kittens running around, all of that. I love this panel.
Downside, yeah.
I like it where he says, Lex says, "Good, you call that," and then Batman just goes, "Shut up, Luthor."
Shut up, yeah. Yeah, there's some good dialogue into the train of thought of why he does all that.
And this is all setting up next level stuff here with Lobo, Deathstroke, Batwoman.
Yeah, can I preface that in Superman's words?
What's that?
He said, can I preface that page with Superman's words?
Go ahead.
He says, I set it free. I watch as its power strikes the world I love, a storm of alpha energy that ignites the earth again and again, setting strange things in motion, new things. And it's beautiful. Our world should always be one of wild beginnings and new starts. That is the nature of DC Universe, with like Superman and Doomsday, life and death cycle, the world itself. But he says, I know how tempting it is in dark times to embrace Omega, to seek safety, to look to old ways or some familiar saviors, but let our story be the opposite. Let it be next level with all the different hits here. This is awesome.
Wild, dangerous, brave, explosive, terrifying, mysterious, twisted, full of longing and redemption. Above all, let it be daring and take us to the next level and beyond. That's how we all win. I love that. That's
amazing. I got goosebumps from that.
Yeah, this book is significantly better than I remembered it, because like I said, I had to read this. Like I got stopped like 10 times when I was
while working between the lookups.
Yep.
Yeah, there's so much here. And again, for those that aren't aware, this is the slate of books releasing over the next couple of months. We're in the next phase of the All-In saga. It's called Next Level. This month, these first three characters have their own ongoing titles: Batwoman, Deathstroke, and Lobo. Right behind them, you get the Fury of Firestorm and Etrigan, Zatanna and Jonah Hex, Deadman, and Red Hood is going to be leading a new Teen Titans team. Of course, Wonder Woman has her Matriarch event coming up, which will be a Trinity-focused story. You have the Emperor Aquaman story about to kick off from Jeremy Adams. Over in Flash, they got Ryan North jumping on now. In Green Lantern, we're about to do the Kronos War thing. This coming month, you have Green Lantern issue 800 kicking that off. So everything you see here is all planned, massive things happening with these characters and a huge expansion to the DC Comics weekly or monthly slate of books.
Absolutely.
Look how they crafted it into this event perfectly. The continuity at DC is unmatched when they are on a bad day.
And we know that this has all been planned out through like at least 2028 is what I believe Scott Snyder said in an interview. So the ending here is not super surprising. I said it earlier and we'll keep going here. Like I wanted like a complete ending to this. So I felt like full and happy, cozy. And we didn't get that because this is not done.
It was done. This is it right here. This is the end of it right here. The rest is an epilogue.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And they go back to
It ends how it began.
And Bruce says, you know, the game never really stopped because Darkseid for now is still out there. And then we see
what does Lois say? Right here.
Should we keep playing this game? It's what he would want.
Maybe it's the next one up. Her thoughts on what Kal-El's up to.
Oh. Where is it at?
It should be right over here, right next to us in the center of the page. Listen to me, both of you. You don't have to handle me with kid gloves. I know my husband. He told you he had one last thing to do. After that, he'll return to me, to us.
See, that's on my left side. That's why I was like confused. I was like, what do you mean?
My bad.
The center.
Yeah, it's right here next to me. But what does that remind you of?
When he died in the 90s. Like, honestly, this whole time I felt like they were going to kill him off anyways and try to bring him back. And that's exactly what they're doing, because they're going to have the reign of the Superboys coming up, which is what they did. They did the reign of Superman to replace him until he came back.
It sounds like it's a quiet nod to All-Star Superman, in my opinion. How Lois, it ends with, you know, he's just up there fixing the sun.
Oh, like, you're right, dude.
He's got one more thing to do. He'll be back. Like, she doesn't lose hope. Like, she's not even worried. Sure, she misses him. Is there a single thought in her mind that she won't see him again? Not at all.
No, because he always comes back.
Always comes back.
He's like a boomerang.
But then we switch up to what's this guy's
Mr. Terrific?
No, the artist here.
Oh, I don't know who the artist is.
Wes Craig, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the art here.
It's a little looser artwork. I kind of dig it, but it's kind of like night and day from going from what we were looking at to Wes Craig's epilogue here.
Well, it feels like to me they're going to the Justice League Unlimited here with Mr. Terrific, who's kind of been leading that book, honestly.
Oh yeah, big time.
And then we see Booster Gold. He's like, man, I need to make up for all the stuff that Darkseid did when he was within me. And then we see Superboy Prime. We know he's taking over the Superman title.
Yes.
And then the Legion of Darkness or Legion of Darkseid is somewhere in a far future right now. And that was happening in the Flash book too. Superman. I don't know if they were in any other books, but those two books.
There were Superman and Flash. Yeah, primarily. Yeah.
Okay. And then Titans HQ. The Heart is talking to Cyborg. Greetings.
So that's going to be interesting. Instead of maybe Apocalyptic Mother Box technology, as the Apocalyptic Heart of Apocalypse technology in him now.
Yeah, and he was right there with it. You know what I mean? He was right there.
He was in the tournament.
And then we see Lex Luthor talking to Mercy about how he's going to tell the whole world about all the great things he did in the tournament.
Yeah, go get the newspaper. They need to know how awesome I am.
And then I was confused by this last panel here. Is that Damian in the future?
So that's Damian and his son from Night Fight issue number 4. They confirmed that they're still in existence. Because remember, that was the big kerfluffle with that issue. It hits in the feels, and you get like, yo, for Bruce to come home, you have to recognize you're not in a real reality. It's kind of solidifying that there is a form of existence out there where they are still at. It wasn't just all in his head. There they are.
Yeah. I mean, and issue 2 of that was wild. That was
the Red Hood issue.
Yes.
Yeah. I think 4 is definitely my favorite.
Really did hit me in the feels, man. It really did hit me in the feels.
Yeah. I like that he's there. I like Grown Damian, dude. Because of Deceased, I think. I've seen what we can get with Grown Damian, and it's awesome.
This to me was one of the most interesting parts of the book. When are we gonna get 0 year of Barry Allen as a Flash?
I have no clue.
This honestly feels like this is like, okay, so obviously we knew that he was the writer of the new history of the DC universe as written by Mark Waid, and Mark Waid was writing part of that book for a while, the Flash book, and now someone else is going to take over. But we're seeing here book 0, a chapter that Barry Allen did not write before his computer explodes. And we see, again, it looks like the hands of eternity here, or hands of creation, going back in time Going back in
Yeah,
time. There's going to be some time travel with the Flash coming up.
I have no clue what they have going on, but it's very interesting. His laptop cracks and explodes, and I don't know. I just know Ryan North is supposed to be writing it, part of this Marvel writer invasion on DC that's happening right now. He's been their Fantastic Four writer for a while, and I don't know
Well,
what else he does, but
honestly, it feels like Marvel should be taking DC writers because DC writers have been killing it, in my opinion.
I think everyone's abandoning ship, Steve. Everyone at
Oh,
Marvel is
yeah.
abandoning ship. Ryan North, Jason Aaron, Scotty Young, was Al Ewing. Like they're all leaving.
Yeah.
And here we
And
go.
then we get this page is actually
My
like it tells
favorite.
us quite a bit because we figure out obviously there's all these other Earths, and we figure out that they had their own DCKO tournaments on those Earths too, including Earth 3 up there in the top, Earth 2 down there, a bunch of other ones as well.
This kind of explains how Darkseid was so much more powerful. Like Lex won the KO, but Darkseid didn't care. You know what I mean?
No,
Superman
already
absorbed all the
conquered all the
time trapper energy. Darkseid didn't care. He created that universe in his hands and absorbed it. Darkseid still wasn't being phased. This is why.
Yeah.
He was absorbing Omega energy from not just their planet, from the entirety of the multiverse. He was putting through the same thing.
Yeah, and I mean, how many other Earths did he already conquer? You know,
At least 52.
at least 52.
That's always my go-to number.
At least 52.
But I like how they re-solidify what we learned in DCKO number 4. You know, the Absolute Universe, which is the most popular thing in comics right now. It fits. It's in continuity. It's not this Marvel's Ultimates where it's just this whatever. Then they get that DC Absolute started in continuity, and it's reminding you that it's still in continuity. It's just right over there. It's over there. That's where it is. And what it is specifically, we have the purpose in continuity of why Darkseid did it. He literally created a planet of assets. We've seen what he's done with the Legion, and we've seen him pluck the Trinity off the planet, put him into the fight, and then return those weapons back on the shelf, unbeknownst to them, until he needs them again, until he wants to use them again. He has an entire planet. What's going on, James? But yeah, I love that they reminded us about that.
He literally calls them his weapons. And I have another army growing.
Now, bottom right panel, Steve, who is it? Bottom right panel, the big T's. What do you think that is?
I have no idea. I remember you talking about this in your video.
I threw out my guess. You got any guesses?
I can't zoom in on it very much. Let me take it. Let me see if I can take a screenshot of it and
Here.
zoom in.
You just make me big if you want.
All right, hold on. There we go. Move over. Yeah, who is that?
Pro. I'm thinking that they're bringing Pandora back. You remember Pandora from the New 52 era?
It is the same outfit.
I think that they're bringing Pandora back. They fumbled the bag with Pandora. It was such a cool rollout. It was our first like little clues and hints about what was going to ultimately come. But eventually, Dr. Manhattan just blew her up in an alley. But I think they're bringing Pandora back.
I mean, that's definitely a girl. If you zoom all the way in, purple hair. I mean, and that's exactly what she has. It's got to be. It's got to be Pandora.
That's what I'm thinking, because Pandora has only ever been seen in the New 52 universe. So it wouldn't even be bringing Pandora back. It's just seeing Pandora for the first time kind of thing.
Yep. On to the next. DC goes next level. We also see there will be a crisis of absolute proportions. The end for now. So it's got to be called Absolute Crisis.
What's the answer to your question also, Steve? I wonder how many worlds he's already conquered. Look at the picture. Every single world on there is conquered with the Omega symbol burning through its core, except Earth Zero.
Yeah, I mean, and every one of those, like even the small little speck dots, those are all Earths. All
conquered by Darkseid.
Yep.
Except for Earth Zero. Dude, it's gonna be nuts, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and they have to do that though. I mean, they have to make a villain that is such an unstoppable force that even God level Superman. It takes everything to defeat this guy.
Now you mentioned it. We're doing the reign of the Superboys across the Superman titles. Moving forward, for right now, for the time being, Superman's ongoing title is front ran by Superboy Prime, who's been front running it with Lois while Superman's been in the tournament anyways. But you have Action Comics is already a Kal-El Superboy title in continuity, just in the past. You have, what is it? John is going to be in the New Titans, the Titans title.
Yeah, by issue 33.
Yeah, the very next issue.
Well, because he was in the all kids.
Yeah, the kids are all fight.
Yeah, that's it.
So they set that up there. Now there's one title that I know that there's bottom right corner, the lit up chest. I don't know what book that character is going to be in, but there's some other book.
And who's this guy in the back middle?
I don't know. I hadn't even seen that.
This guy right here with the eyes right above Nightwing. Who is that?
Hey, you with the eyes.
Yeah, who is that?
Is that something that we're going to be doing in Batman, possibly?
It might be. I mean, it kind of looks like what is his name? KG Beast or
Man, I have no clue. Batman's about to get weird with the Batgirl has her own new story arc.
Like
Poison Ivy does. Batman does.
I think it's KG Beast. Yeah, I don't know. We get Jeremy Adams stuff up here with his AEW, WWE people. He's all about that right now. And I will say this. I like that they changed Wally's suit back to being normal instead of black and looking different.
Yeah, that size barrier suit was buns, dude. It was terrible.
It was so bad.
They need to fix Wally's suit. It's super simple. All you do is you put silver where the gold is and you let his red hair fly in the wind. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the back.
So how long do you think the reign of the Superboys will go for?
I think this will all okay. So we don't have any solicitations for the fall. So I'm assuming probably until November-ish. But I know that's also when they're going to start pushing the Absolute Crisis, right?
That's all I was going to ask you too. You know, we have the announcement for whatever it's called. They told us that there'll be an Absolute event at the end of the year. Now, the Absolute event at the end of the year, do you think that will be Absolute Crisis or Absolute? That seems too soon to me. I think this is my thoughts here. We're seeding Absolute Crisis, which is like a KO level event. The Absolute event we get at the end of the year will be like the next stepping stone. We had Batman and Wonder Woman cross paths. They'll do like another little Absolute event that might be just contained solely in the Absolute titles. Like maybe their big event will be against Lazarus Corp, shutting it down finally.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe because
and then move farther down the road, we actually do the Absolute Crisis event. Let that simmer. That
could be for 2028 because that's when they said it'll probably start at the end of 2027.
You gotta, you know what I mean? Like you gotta let these things simmer. Like when you announce these crises, you have to let people forget and watch for the clues along the way. That'd be back to back if they did that. I
want to know how long Superman's going to be gone for. How long are they going to sideline him?
I don't know. Are we going to have a book that checks in with him that like follows him or anything?
I don't know, dude. I mean, they haven't announced anything.
All right, that character is definitely in Batman, that masked character. I just looked at Batman issue number 8, which I think is the very next issue. The F cover, the Jorge Fornes cover, he's on the cover. A hero, a villain, a reporter, 3 old men, one night in Gotham, each have encounters that will reverberate. Matt Fraction joined by Cesar from for good new chapter. So yeah, it's a new character showing up in the Batman proper title. That hooded guy. If you want to see him, I got him right here.
I mean, it kind of looks like KG Beast and Daredevil put together, honestly.
It definitely does.
I'm about to check out another Matt Fraction property tonight.
Oh, nice.
There it is.
And there's the Minotaur right there, front center. And Joker over to the side. So I have no clue who that is supposed to be at all. It looks like those are fangs, maybe.
Yeah.
Decorating the mask. No idea.
No idea. But DCKO, I'm going to go up to a 9. I'm going to go up to a 9. I think it's a 9 out of 10 after going through it a second time. Because I went through it one time earlier where I had to take a bunch of breaks when I read it. This time going through, man, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. You gave it a 9.5. Is it still 9.5 for you?
After my second time through, it's still a 9.5. You know me, dude. I'm a cosmic continuity hound, man. This was like crack for me. I literally play the red string game all year long for issues just like this to drop every couple of years. Books like this are exactly why I love DC Comics. Like, this gave me Crisis on Infinite Earths proper vibes. This gave me Infinite Crisis vibes. This is just, it's in the pantheon of goated events that I'll be recommending to people in the future. Like, hey, you should read this.
So much better than the other couple of events that Scott Snyder's done for DC, in my opinion. Like
dude, I love them too. I really love those. But remember, even when Death Metal was coming out, because we were, that was the early days for us here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. It was.
But even then, I think that's where we really first started talking, because I was playing like the drawing the string, because the continuity was really broken then, because they were still in the apology for New 52 phase, where New 52 continuity was so tight to a point that it squeezed it till it broke. So after New 52, they were just trying to let people do whatever they wanted to do. So I'm like, all right, well, if you read Justice League this number through this number, but then if you hop over to Batman this number to this number, and that's how it was. But I remember that's some of the first conversations we had, me like drawing the line through like the Year of the Villain stuff, through Apex Lex to Perpetua to all that stuff.
City of Bane.
It was all out there. And then what they did with Death Metal, like, it's selling good on the front end. So like, all right, we're going from 2 tie-ins to 54 books total. Like, yeah. It was literally 50 something books, all tie-ins, all in. But I enjoyed every one of it.
I like that they put Wally front and center second time around.
In the Dr. Manhattan suit too. That David Finch variant, I still have that, dude.
That was sick, but I still think that this way topped it. It's my favorite event that I've read from DC in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you can, like, I don't know how Scott Snyder did an event where it's basically Mortal Kombat, but he figured it out. He did it. It's like when, like, everyone's like, man, how is Kyle Chandler going to pull off Hal Jordan? 5 seconds of watching him. He did it. He
like that. Yeah. Soon as he started talking, that's how.
that's him. And by the way,
I think we talked about it at the beginning of this too. Like, the way that this book starts, they just slam on the gas pedal. They give you the premise as the characters are racing to the center of the Earth's core. They give you the premise, and you just accept it, or you don't read it. Those are your two options. You don't care, and you just put the book down. And you don't read it, or you accept. Okay, the Heart of Apocalypse is down here. It sets the rules. It can alter reality. No holds barred. Let's go. That was the premise. That's how it started. And that was smart of him to just take the most sensational aspect of the story and put it at the very, very front. So after that, everything, you know what I mean? Like, whatever comes next comes next. And it worked.
Absolutely. Well, this is fun, Mark. I appreciate you jumping on and helping me go over this book and talk about it.
I just want to talk about these books. You know that.
Yeah, I know. All you want to do is talk about this and Godzilla Monsterverse. So, and I'm about to go watch episode 3 of season 1 of Monarch. So they had just gotten Shaw in the future, and he cut off his ankle bracelet. So,
dude, Kurt Russell's awesome.
He is. I like him a lot. I'm assuming the younger Randa guy from like the 50s, that's John Goodman in the 70s. Yeah,
it's John Goodman from Kong Skull Island.
Okay.
So it's sad because as the show goes, you get to like him more and more, but you ultimately see what happens to him.
Mm-hmm.
You see how he dies in Kong Skull Island. You know, he's sitting there holding his camera and he gets eaten in the flash of his camera going down the neck of the skull crawler and stuff.
Well, I'm wondering if his wife actually died in that first episode, because like we know she has children, but like, did she have children before that mission or was it after? You know what I mean? Like, I'm interested to see what happens. So
yeah, well, it's Mark, super good, dude.
Are you going to talk about this book on Friday, or going to wait till Sunday, or just
No, Sunday will be the next time when you, me, and Sector go back through it again. More people will have time to have read it by that point. Hopefully, they'll join the conversation with us.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Check out Mark from Legion of Comics, his review on his channel. Go hang out with him Friday morning and Sunday night as well. I'm Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics. Thanks everyone for watching. And as always, go Cats Cowabunga, and it's morphin' time. And we are Legion.
Hey.